It says I'm live. Woo! Welcome. I am in Nana Snow, and I am happy for you to be here with me today. Hopefully my stream is running smoothly because it kind of looks a little bit choppy on my end. Okay. I am super excited to report that my tournament in Portland was a success, and I have an open invitation to come back again. Next year at the same time, I can do like a little Christmas in Portland type thing. If you guys didn't see any of the pictures that I posted, I made this. I bought this tray that has a black and white chessboard, not checkerboard. Kind of like programmed us to say checkerboard, but I mean it's the same thing anyways. I got a tray with that design on it, and I decided to make some vegan goodies, and it was like my first time ever making vegan cookies. I made chocolate covered pretzels, which were so good. I'm sad because pretty much everything that I set out on the tray was devoured, and I had extra cookies and pretzel, like extra of everything to set out. But I was recording the games the whole time, so I never got to actually put out the extra cookies and stuff. So at the end of the night, I was like, does anybody want to take any of these cookies home? And I basically gave away whatever I could and ended up coming home with the rest. I devoured the rest of the chocolate covered pretzels, and that's one of my favorite sweets, probably not just at Christmas time, but anytime. I mean, chocolate and pretzels, you can't go wrong. And vegan chocolate, there are some incidentally vegan chocolate chips. They're just made with like chocolate liqueur, or they basically just don't add milk, and they are vegan. So that is pretty cool that there are so many different available chocolates nowadays. And that was really, really exciting. Like, I don't know if you can tell that I'm super excited about being able to like make vegan cookies and chocolate covered pretzels. I made puppy chow. I made it's just like, I'm too excited about it. I love it. I really do dream of having my own restaurant, but at the same time I know it's a lot of work, and I would rather implement robots and stuff to do a lot of the heavy lifting so that I can enjoy life. My soul did not come here to work a 9 to 5, and I do have a heart to serve other people, but I like to serve people on the mountain during my full moon celebrations, not like for money. I don't want to be in that situation where just like I was a waitress before, and it was just not what my soul came here to do. It made me extremely unhappy. And now that I'm actually serving people for a purpose rather than money, it's like definitely million times over more fulfilling. Sage says, hey there, how's it going, Sage? Kyle says, hey, how's it going, Kyle? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Mr. JN97 says, what's up? How are you guys all doing today? Hopefully the weather is nice and warm where you are. It's not snowing, thankfully, but it is freezing already, and this is probably one of the earliest, coldest winters that I've experienced since I've been at Mount Shasta. I don't know if you have noticed, but it seems like the winters, it's starting to get colder earlier, and the growing season is really getting shortened, and this is all by design. They're using weather modifications to essentially make it impossible for us to grow our own food, to be independent, to create a famine. There is even some UN articles about a famine of biblical proportions coming, and you can kind of see with all of the COVID stuff how they have, I have to be really careful because I got banned, I didn't get banned, but I got some strikes on my YouTube channel for medical misinformation for talking about COVID, so I will not be speaking any details about that. If you want to know how I feel about it, you'll have to hit me up on Facebook or any other thing, because I'm not going to lose my channel over not agreeing with their experts on the situation. But anyways, my point was that you can kind of see how with all of the lockdowns and the distribution backups and stuff, how a famine can be coming down the pipelines, and all the food that was destroyed as well. Like there's so many articles about food being burned or dumped or whatever. It's all being done on purpose. And of course, the powers that be create these situations of chaos, of disorder, so that they can come in and say, oh, we are the heroes, right? They're the ones that like send the hurricane to your house, and then they're the ones that are also the FEMA that comes to like save the day. They play both of these roles to retain control, to get more control. If you think of like 9/11 and how I'm like really a little bit nervous about saying anything that will get me banned. I'm not really sure what you're allowed to even say about 9/11. I believe that it was an inside job, a controlled demolition. And from this chaos, they implemented new travel restrictions and all these other laws, and on top of that induced so much fear of Muslim terrorists, and promoting separation between pretty much everybody and these Muslim nations or whatever. And it's all a part of the agenda. It's really sad how it's kind of interesting, but also sad how, the Abrahamic religions, like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam or whatever, they all claim to come from this one source, but they're all so divided. And it's just really a very sad an interesting thing to kind of observe, in my opinion. I think that ultimately, if we all accept the truth and align with the truth, we will all ultimately be believing the same things. I think that there's like one true religion, and I think that the powers that be also follow this religion, but they follow it in a demonic, inverted manner, right? So, for instance, the whole concept of, the worshiping the sun, well, their type of worship is to get the sun and to corrupt him, to consume literally his flesh and blood, like baby eating type, literal cannibalistic type stuff that is not, part of those of us who are part of the pure religion. Not the same, but having the same, having a lot of the same principles, right? Like the belief in this Father, Mother, and Son Trinity, and you see it all over all of these different cultures in the world, right? It's like there is something to this, and it's not just here on Earth. It's literally like written in the stars. How Venus, the light bearer, rises before the sun. She bears the sun, and she is, known to the ancients as this purifier, the maiden, virgin, Virgo. And that is as above, so below, right? The Virgo virgin maiden on earth bears the SON, just as in the sky she bears the SUN. So, it all is all incorporated back into this one true religion. And even chess has these elements incorporated with the queen and the king, and I just find it really fascinating to see how all of these things tie together, and especially cool how our creator incorporated chess elements into the actual fabric of our reality. Of like the four corners of the earth, having these four. John Dee, obviously, that's his name. Watchtowers. John Dee, an English mathematician, astronomer, astrologer, teacher, occultist, and alchemist. He is, well, I should say they. Not really. I'm not going to put my neck on the line to say anything about John Dee's biological sex, but Enochian magic. Enoch, like, a lot of people that are, truthers have at least heard of Enoch because of the Enoch portals and the laws of luminaries that come from the Book of Enoch, which is really fascinating. But the Enochian watchtower list has to do with angels and, I guess both sides, right? Angels and demons. And it's a grid that has all of these angelic names written into it and hidden. But anyways, it talks, it has these 4 corners of the earth, and I find it all really fascinating. So I don't know, I got this really, really long tangent about that. We'll have to talk about Enochian magic some other time. Mr. JN97 says, did you like the new 4 beats I dropped yesterday? I have not listened to them, Mr. JN. Kyle says, it's cold in Michigan. I am sure that it is. Yes, that is. Most of you probably already have been watching know that I'm from Ohio. I did live in Grand Haven, Michigan for a while, and the Great Lakes area especially can be like a super, super cold with the wind, the lake effects. I was right in a lake effect area growing up, so. Reese Lover says, you gotta trust the science, then YouTube won't punish you for being a naughty little girl. I have some major trust issues, the whole awakening process. I think I had trust issues before that, but when you start to realize that everything you've ever been taught in your life has been a lie, it's like, how can you not have trust issues? How do truthers trust Trump or honestly trust anyone? For me, even if somebody is speaking the truth, it's like, first of all, let me see your biomarkers, because you can speak the truth all day long, but if you're an invert, then I still can't trust you. So yeah, I don't know why truthers are still so trusting. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, Kyle says there's spring or Michigan skies this winter like crazy. Chemtrail snow this year, I guess. Yes. That is very sad. An earlier winter. Do you think that this is an earlier cold front than in previous years, or no? To be honest, actually, I remember growing up and having snow on Thanksgiving. So it's kind of a weird changes over the years and inconsistent weather patterns. Mr. JN says the tracks or named error of the world till the day come and try. All right. Race Lover says cannibalism is so anti-vegan. Yes, that sure is. People will also try to lump veganism with lots of the social justice issues, which I do understand, because, if you want to make a blanket statement of oppression, you can throw in all sorts of groups, right? You can supposedly throw in the LGBTQ PBR community. You can throw in minority races. You can throw in veganism, species. You can throw in all of these things, and they are trying to do that, right? Like the LGBTQ PBR, especially, like these inverts that are running our world, are trying to intermingle and intermix themselves with everything that, basically, for instance, like the Black Lives Matter thing, they're really trying to mix these two things together, when racism, or I should say racial prejudice, is wrong. But being fundamentally against somebody being a degenerate or living a lie is okay. Like, these two things are completely separate. Even veganism, it's just like, veganism is the proper thing. Two boys sodomizing each other is not the proper thing, right? So they're trying to mix these things together and then confuse it with veganism is the New World Order diet because Bill Gates is promoting it. It's like, first of all, the Satanists that are running our world have been promoting eating meat for thousands of years. So why is it all of a sudden that you have a problem with what they're promoting? Like, you haven't questioned what they have been promoting from the beginning? Like, that boggles my mind. I don't get that. But it's like understanding that they try to control both. Your connection is unstable. I'm not sure if I'm still streaming or not. Okay, my connection is unstable. Mr. JN says it's lagging out. Okay, hopefully we're good now. What was I just saying? So yeah, they're promoting all of these fake meats, which at the end of the day, personally for me, I am vegan for the animals, and I will fight, kill, and die for the animals. If you are at the store and your choice is to choose between an Impossible Burger or some other vegan plant-based option and the animal, like, you choose that option. Like, there is no excuses in that manner, right? I'm not vegan for my health. If you want to be raw vegan, but I'm saying if it comes down to choosing which one, I'm definitely going to promote the vegan version of whatever it is. So yeah. Kyle says massively inconsistent snowfall dates each year, but then again, Michigan can experience 4 seasons in 1 week. I definitely understand that. I used to say, if you don't like Ohio weather, just wait a few minutes and it'll change, because that's just kind of how it is there. And who knows how much of this weather is even real. Like, it'll be really interesting to see how different the golden age is, not just with nobody modifying the weather. Like, it'll be interesting to see what natural situation is, but I can't completely say that I'm against modifying weather if it's like making it like sunny and like a paradise all year around. Like, I could maybe lean that way, but definitely not creating storms and what they're doing to try to disrupt all of the seasons, right? And creating all of this bizarre weather, which is just, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. But, oh yeah, the golden age will see a lot of different things, not just with the weather difference, but we're not going to have genetic engineers making viruses. Like, we're not going to have cold and flu season. This whole concept is completely, it's a complete hoax. Like, they make and release these diseases every year at the same time to keep people under this illusion that, you know, nature is, most people think that viruses are natural, right? It's like nature's trying to kill us. And the truthers, well, a lot of truthers think that viruses aren't real and that they are actually exosomes, which are made by your own, like, part of your own body's functioning, which is obviously not true. Viruses are all made in genetics labs, and I will stop talking about this because I don't want to get a strike on my channel. But if you want to know more about viruses, check out my Facebook channel or my Facebook page, and, you know, I can send you some stuff on there. But besides for the weather not being ridiculous and no viruses, we're also not going to have, you know, these demonic temptations all around. Like, right now, we're living in a playground of demons, essentially. Like, they are all around us and can influence those around us. And I think that it's important to know that, because if you don't know that you are being influenced by demons, you can really be used like a puppet and be turned into a complete joke. Like, we are being watched and judged, and if you allow demons to use you like a puppet, you know, you're gonna be the clown of the show, right? And most humans do this, right? They're on autopilot. They're completely fluoridated. They just, whatever demonic influence they're under, usually bacon, right? Like, they're just living their 9-to-5 life on this autopilot and eating their bacon and probably masturbating over inverts and just continuing on this cycle, not knowing that they are being influenced by demons. You can go into a different situation like at work, and your boss can be influenced by demons to maybe come at you sideways or something, and if you know that your boss is being influenced by demons, then it'll be easier for you to, step back and say, okay, they're being messed with by demons. I need to do whatever I can to resolve the situation. And I don't know, it just adds another layer of defense, I guess, and it really helps, in relationships with your family members and other things, to know that they're being influenced by external sources. You're being influenced by external sources. All the thoughts that you have are not your own, and it's really quite interesting how these demons can integrate themselves with us. I've spoken before about creating these bonds with demons, just like they're your friend, right? If you go out to eat with your friend and you do this on a regular basis, you're forming that bond. Your relationship is strengthening. It's just the same concept on a spiritual level. Whenever you're doing any types of sins that these demons are living vicariously through you, you're getting this reward system. They're feeding into it. And it's the situation that we find ourselves in. But it'll be really interesting to see in the Golden Age, when we don't have all of these demonic influences running around, how different life really can be. I can't really even imagine how much different it'll be, and how nice it'll be to breathe fresh air and drink fresh water and eat fresh food. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. If we can fast forward to the Golden Age, that'd be great. And on a a realistic level, all it is going to take to get to the Golden Age is for half of humans to go vegan. We are fueling the New World Order by not being vegan, by enslaving every other species. We get enslaved, and that is such a simple concept. Like, it blows my mind that people don't get it. But I do understand the demonic addiction that comes along with meat eating. I understand the programming that they are under by the, satanic clowns in charge, the reverse psychology of, ooh, veganism is the New World Order diet, and Bill Gates with this impossible. I don't even know who Bill Gates makes the impossible, but I don't know who makes what, but at the end of the day, the powers that be, like, their family is in control of everything. So it really is like splitting hairs over whether you go get the Impossible Burger or the Beyond Burger. I mean, they might have different ingredients. I think they certainly do have different ingredients, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it's like both companies are owned by the powers that be in charge. I make a really yummy, let me look here, BioLife burger. This is the base recipe that I start off with. And I usually put them, vegan burger. I usually pre-make a whole bunch, and I make them in my air fryer, and then I freeze them so that I can take them up on the mountain for my full moon celebrations. And then when I get up there, I grill them. I usually have homemade bread with it, and a bunch of vegan cheeses and different types of tasty things to try to show people that they can still have, their barbecues, they can have their family get-togethers, they can have their Christmas meals and all this stuff without killing animals. I love that. Like, it's extremely exciting that we live in this time where there are all of these things available. Like, if you think of vegans, even 10 years ago, they didn't have all of this stuff. Like, they might have maybe had like tofuti cream cheese. I don't even think they had tofuti cream cheese. That was like one of the first cream cheeses that came out, and it was like not good, let me tell you. I had that when I first went vegan, and I tolerated it just because I wanted to eat bagels and cream cheese, but it was really not good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sage says there's only 2 seasons all year in Chicago, winter and construction. Okay, that's funny. I got to go to Chicago in high school for a mini term, which was a week-long adventure, I don't know, week-long thing that started in middle school in 6th grade, 7th and 8th grade. Your whole class went to the same places, but then in high school you got to choose from different trips, like a missions trip, which might go to a different country. Sometimes they went to St. Jude's Children's Hospital to, minister and do different jobs and stuff like that. I went to Honduras, Philadelphia, New York, and Chicago on my trips. So that was really fun. What did I do in Chicago? I don't even remember. I went on so many trips in school. It was a very pleasant experience. I definitely cherish being able to have that experience in high school and to travel and all of that fun stuff. I definitely will not be sending my children to a public school or a private school for that matter. I went to private schools my whole life, and I mean, I remember this one chapel, the administrator or principal, whatever, came out and was just like, your future generations are at risk of not being in these school seats. It's your job, like trying to basically proselytize, or I don't know the right word, preach to us and get us to bring our children to their school in the future. It's just like, with so much political favoritism and theological inaccuracies, I definitely will not be sending my children to anybody else to raise them. We thankfully were taught that God created us, but we were also taught that we live on a giant spinning ball. They try to teach that the firmament is this water canopy that was above the earth, above the globe. Like, how does that even make any logical sense? Like, there's a water canopy hanging above the globe. Is that above the globe in the US or above the globe in Australia? Or is it a canopy of water around the whole globe? Like, how does this even make any sense? It really doesn't. But anyways, they teach that this canopy of water fell to the earth, blah, 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 flood, and giant spinning ball. Like, they try to mix it all together. It's just like, I actually have tried to reach out to my old science teachers on Facebook, and it's like, ultimately, how can you live with yourself if you're teaching kids lies, especially if you think that you're a Christian? Like, you're leading people away ultimately from our Creator by teaching them that they live on a giant spinning ball and all of these other things. So yeah, she was not ready for it. Unfortunately, you can't force people to wake up. And yeah, so here we are in 2022 with masses still being globe Earth. I wonder how many people believe in evolution versus creation. I don't really believe any of the statistics that they give us, so it's would be hard to actually know for sure. But it would be an interesting thing to know, and especially also interesting to know how many people believe in God and evolution at the same time. Like, they believe that He initiated it, or some mixture of these two ideas, so that they can, they can still hold on to their faith in God, but also, oh, we know what's up with science. Like, we're so smart. We have our 20 papers of degrees. It's like, whoa, 20 degrees of indoctrination. You went pretty deep there, buddy. Like, should have stopped after 1 degree of indoctrination. Anyways. Okay. Racer says, I always tell them Bill Gates is an animal eater when they try to pull that BS. Yes, and an invert. And I'm not sure if Bill Gates has promoted eating bugs yet, or if that's just the Schwab. Is that their name? Klaus or I don't know. It's actually nice sometimes when you don't know these people's names because they're not like taking up any space in your brain. Satan puppet number 1, Satan's puppet number 2, Satan's puppet number 3. All right. You guys don't even get names anymore. Okay. Mr. J.N. says, what's your thoughts on Andrew and Tristan Tate? They actually seem like some pretty cool dudes, but what's your thoughts on them? I have no idea who they are. Let's see. Kyle says the Tate are douchebags. Okay. I'm just gonna look on YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to look on YouTube or on Facebook or how to find these people, but hello. There we go. Tate highlights. Is that there? This person kind of looks like a pit bull wannabe. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna just Google them because they're most likely inbred. Who are these people? A professional kickboxer. Well, there you go. Anything professional. Invert. Andrew is infamous for his misogynistic views. It's most likely a girl. That's the funny part. Okay, let's see. Andrew Tate. Shirtless. The life of a transvestigator. You had to like look people up shirtless. I'm looking at your nipples, you weirdo. Let's see. Calling them the weirdo while I'm the one that has to like look at them. What the heck is this? Okay, I'm gonna save this person to post later into the transvestite group because they are real weird looking. But this person's name is Andy Gibb. So let's go back. It's not the same person. I don't know why I'm getting their name in my search results. I think this is their picture, and if so, their nipples are really weird placed, like going off into their. Where's my live stream? Okay, I'm not sure if this is one of them or not, but I'm not even gonna take you to the actual picture. Okay. Anyways, one of these creatures has like a chest tattoo. They just look like goobers. Let me try to send you this link. So, open image in new tab. Okay. There you go. So the person on the left, you can see how their muscles are like really soft and round and short and like scrunched together. Those are like feminine biomarkers. Male, first of all, the male humerus is longer, which can create what I call long alien arms, like really, really long looking arms. And the FTMs, female to males, have shorter humerus, right? We have a shorter humerus, and this has to do with the proportions of our height, our torso size. What was I even saying? Female arms are shorter, so it kind of leads to a T-Rex type like look. Although obviously I don't believe in dinosaurs. Anyways, so we have T-Rex arms. We have some really slanty V-shaped clavicles. Some interesting lines underneath the breasts, which are usually due to breast reduction surgery. If you think of a girl trying to pass as a boy, she's going to need to do something with her tits. And, I'm not even sure how much, like if starting at birth, how much, you could take like testosterone to counteract the natural puberty and all of this stuff. Like, obviously you can take hormone blockers, but it's like, how effective is that actually going to be? Like, most likely you're still going to end up with a little bit of breasts, and they have to get them reduced. And oftentimes later in life, like if they start to gain weight, the breasts will start to grow back and they look really, really jacked up. So yeah. Okay. Race lover. Oh wait. Joel Campos says, greetings from Costa Rica. Greetings. Oh, yeah. So, Mr. JN, is there anything in particular about Andrew and Tristan Tate that happened? Or, like, what's interesting about them besides their misogynistic comments, which might be interesting to read? But it's very irritating how they promote this animosity between men and women. And they, even from a young age, like, they give us these Disney princess fantasies with Prince Charming and all this stuff. And, you know, guys from a young age are, as young as possible, porn shoved down your throats, right? Like, completely different programming to disconnect us from what is truly healthy for us and what will bring us together as complementary sexes versus, you know, what we have today, where both sexes are being under the influence to be, you know, misogynistic. Men go their own way, rather be involved with pornography and hookup culture and all this stuff. And then on the other side, you know, like feminism and just like the most repulsive thing that you can create either sex into. And that's what they want us to be, so that we will just go with our own sex and be in complete corruption, right? Like, if all men are just like dirty sodomite perverts, then that's gonna repulse us. It's just like, you know, it's just like, it's repulsive. It really is. And I know for sure that, you know, the feminists, like that disgusting Ashley Judd, I think, like nasty woman, loving to bleed, just intolerable feminism profile is completely repulsive to men. Like, I don't know any men that are just like, oh yeah, I'm really into feminists. Like, I mean, some might be a little bit broken into some leaning that way, but it's just kind of like, I don't really feel like it's, yeah. Race Lover says you should make everyone here in the chat a vegan burger and delivered free of charge. Like Kyle says, just show up to the full moon celebrations. Anybody can have the free burgers if they come on the mountain. And that's just until the golden age. I want to replace McDonald's, with the Queen's Kitchen, and have free vegan burgers and, you know, all of the delicious cooked foods and all of the delicious raw foods, like everything that personally that I like. I'm not going to have things that I wouldn't eat myself. I'm a pretty picky vegan, and I don't serve anything that I wouldn't eat myself. The only thing that I have ever put on the table at my event that I don't eat myself is jalapenos. I bought for the potato and carrot cheese. I just decided to put some in like the little condiment thing that I have with the pickles, and someone was just like, I'm so excited that you have jalapenos right now. Like, I might as well put them in here because other people will be really excited to have them, and otherwise they're just gonna, like, just be sitting around in my possession because I don't really eat jalapenos. Like, I'm not really the biggest fan of spicy foods. My mom like just eats jalapenos and like real big fan of it, so it's kind of a funny contrast. Joel Campus says, since when are you vegan? I have been vegan for over 5 years now. I really do wish that I had written down my vegan anniversary, but it was about the time when I was studying Passover. I was actually married at the time to a guy, and we obviously a guy. I was gonna say a guy who also followed the Torah like me. He's a flat earther, and I was basically studying Passover to actually partake in the ritual, like it says to do this forever and ever. And forever and ever doesn't mean like you do it like for a few hundred years or whatever until Jesus comes or whatever, and then stops it. Like forever and ever means forever and ever, and that's pretty clear to me. So I was researching it, and then I was led to the Essenes, and I actually have the Gospel of the Holy 12 here because this is what I credit with changing my life and making me go vegan. So, yeah. Around the time of Passover, a little bit over 5 years ago. So, Race Lover says, don't forget that some of us are agnostic to both evolution and creation. Well, there is like evidence that disproves evolution. Like when genetic engineers try to permanently modify DNA, these transgenic elements that they try to put in, the new, the stuff that they're trying to add to it to modify it, is actually spat out if they don't put it under direct artificial antibiotic selective pressure. So they have to put it under these artificial conditions to create something new. And if in order to go from like a monkey to a human, like it's just not possible. Like our DNA resists change. Now, it can be changed if it is broken, but when you break something, it's not getting better. Like, so your modification is going to be making whatever it is worse, like over time, not better. Not only that, but all transitional fossils have been fake. Like, they went out and put like let me just double check what this is. Let me see. Lucy. I'm gonna double check because there's two different. They have already admitted publicly that Lucy was a. I just want to make sure I get it right because I know that one's like bad, but the chimpanzee. Okay. Yeah, so I think that for Lucy, they mixed chimp and human, and then for Piltdown Man, they mixed baboon and Piltdown Man hoax. I can actually just post some links right here for you that let's just start off with these two. So they've already admitted that Lucy evolution hoax. Ooh. The link is too long to post. Lucy and Piltdown Man have already been proven hoaxes, and whenever they genetically test any of their other supposed transitional fossils, they will be found to be fake because they're not real. So DNA is self-healing, transitional fossils are fake, and Dr. Lenski observed over 60,000 generations of E. coli and found no new species forming. So it's like evolution has never been observed, it's never been recreated, it's not real science, it's a fairy tale. But we can look at our world and, the fact that we're inside of an enclosed realm, the fact that our bodies are self-healing machines, like there's too much intelligence in creation to deny a creator. So Sage says getting the first degree is called BS, and we know that stands yes. The next is MS, which stands for more crap, and PhD is piled higher and deeper. Yep, my PhDs are personally handwritten diplomas. Okay, I like that. chat just jumped down here. Okay. Research says I've written myself PhDs in many fields. Okay. Kyle says an animal truck just drove by. Kyle says that Tate's promote veganism as BS while being a hypocrite, saying he'd kill anyone who hurts his dog or any dog. His intellect is flawed. I definitely agree. People do not make the connection, especially between cows and dogs. Like, I never realized how stinking, like, they're just so stinking cute, these big dogs. It's just so, I can't even express how much I love cows. Like, the next time I go to San Diego, I'm going to try to get it set up to visit an animal sanctuary so that I can go and, like, pet a cow, which is, I definitely feel a lot of regret and guilt towards the cows for being non-vegan, especially because like the cheeseburger was like my favorite thing. I thought that I could never give up cheese. Like, I was a major cheese lover, so I know that I did so much damage. I feel so bad. Okay, Joel says you have a Lee Chess profile. I actually do not at this time. Lee Chess and chess.com or chess.org, leechess.org and chess.com. For some reason, they time out at my house, the DNS or DSN or something. The server doesn't, it just times out. I'm not really sure if it's my internet or anything, or if it's, I mean, it has to be my internet or my device, I guess. I don't know. But the internet company is a pain in the butt to deal with, and they're the only ones here, and I spend most of my time at home. So, yeah. I mainly have some chess apps that give me puzzles and try to, stay sharp on my puzzles. That's what I'm trying to say. Mr. JN97 says Andrew Tate has 4 kids, but he kept them secret. I don't know how, or I don't know why he would do that. Also, he was on Fresh and Fit once. I'm not really sure what Fresh and Fit is. Number 1 men's podcast in the world. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna peruse through their thumbnails to see how many real men there actually are, because well, the problem is that the real men here are just like women. Yeah, I can't really say that anything on this channel would interest me. I'd rather not listen to men's talk show. I mean, I wouldn't listen to women's talk show either. I'd just rather not to do that. The Tates just popped up in my recommendation once, and that's how I found out about them. Okay, interesting. Gotcha. I could understand the draw for men, I guess, to hear these topics, and especially if they have supposed females coming on to give their opinions. But yeah, it's crazy how many of these, like, women's, I see all the time, especially around Mount Shasta, they'll have like feminist retreat, not feminist, I guess I should say like divine feminine, not like, because I do believe that there's a difference, and well, there is a difference in acknowledging and honoring the feminine divine and being a feminist. Like, completely, one's very extreme and one is how we should be, right? My point was that around Mount Shasta, you'll see like divine feminine retreat and just different events like that. And then the person running it is a man in a dress. It's like, oh my gosh. And they're making money off of people too. Like, it's very frustrating. Anybody who knows me, who comes out to my events, knows that I do everything. Like, all the food is for free. My chess tournaments, there's no entry fee. Like, I am not doing anything that I'm doing to make money. I don't believe in, I'm making a world where I'm setting myself up as a position of authority, and I do not believe in taxation. I don't believe that people should be paying the government. Like, in a socialistic society where people have, supposedly in this idealistic socialistic society, people have what they need, but they pay the government, right? They don't own any of their own things. In the golden age, you do own your own things and you don't have to pay. Like, there's nothing that humans have that I want besides for just going vegan so that we can stop living in this hell. Like, literally just go vegan so that we can have a golden age. And that's all I'm asking of anybody. Very frustrating. Cloud Panther, how's it going? Says Tate Bros generate massive incomes from porn production. Okay. Various illicit and unscrupulous high-risk businesses, Swiss and many other country banks won't bank their money for that reason. Porn production, huh? Presumably they're not in it. They're just like filming it. I mean, I don't want the details. I would definitely not even look at it. I don't want to see other people naked. Obviously, like if I'm having sex with a guy, I'm okay with it, like seeing him naked. I'm not like offended by it or anything, but going to a nudist beach or seeing anybody random that is naked, I don't want to do that. Like, please, you can't unsee things. Race Lover says, stop encouraging Kyle and deliver the burgers. Well, Kyle's saying the truth here. I'm not delivering anything. Well, I'm going to try to deliver a golden age, but that requires people to go vegan. And once I have, the ability to make changes and control resources, like we can turn deserts even into lush, not necessarily rainforests, but I'm saying like lush, watered places, right? Like there can be food growing everywhere. There doesn't need to be this lack. Black Panther says the Tates have apartment buildings full of webcam girls on adults. Where'd it go? Adult sites marketing to the same beta boys they market their Genius Alpha inspiration to. All right, double dipping then. Okay, not really that surprising though. It's interesting to hear them. Joel Campus says interesting. I'm not really sure what you're saying that about in because a lot of things have been said. So sometimes it's kind of hard to keep up with live chat. Demetrius, how's it going? Hello, my queen. Hi. Grace Lover says, don't forget some of us are agnostic to devolution too. All right. Well, I happen to be a Gnostic with a space in between the A and the Gnostic, a knower of spiritual mysteries, and I think that we can know these things. I desire to know them, and that's what I spend my time seeking, the truth. Faith says, hey, queen, I hope you're well. Hi, Faith. How's it going? Glad you could make it. Mr. JN says, what's your thoughts on furries? They're very weird to me, but what's your thoughts? Isn't that the people that dress up like animals?
Wait, where's mine? Yeah.
That was weird. Why isn't this working? There you go. Before I hit search, it says furries in Portland. Like, all right, then. Yeah. What is this? Is it okay for kids to be a furry? Based on our research, we find no more reason to be concerned that your child is a furry than you would be if you were into Star Wars or Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I think a lot of odd things are being pushed on humans. Being furry is not purely about a sexual fetish. is about a form of identity that is not accepted kindly in larger societies. Let's click on this. Yeah, I think this can get a little bit too weird for me. I would not promote my own child dressing up like this. But I also I think that if your soul has been around long enough, you have been in other species. So I do kind of understand the connection of wanting to connect with these, but I mean, it's just like we're being watched and judged, and everything is like, especially the ones that are like actually bark like a dog and like crawl around on the floor and like have someone walk them or something. I'm like, no, that's, you need to get some help for whatever's happening there. Like, I'm not like laughing at them. I'm like, that's really sad. I actually do pity them. It's not funny to laugh at these. Like, I know that we do laugh in the transvestigation group about these inverts, and to some extent, like, especially the Hollywood inverts, it's like, you sold out to be famous and you have deceived me personally. You've deceived the masses. You deserve a little bit of mockery, but the average human that's like been confused and abused into these lifestyles, I completely pity. I mean, I completely pity the ones in Hollywood as well, but it's a little bit like a little bit of a separation between the two, of a real human that's been confused and a soul that deliberately chose to come into this world to be a deceiver so that they could be rich and famous and whatever. Okay. Ray Silver says, to see so much intelligence, therefore it must be designed by intelligence, has the flaw of parallel reasoning. Like to see so much evil, it must be designed by evil. For one quick example out of many. Yeah, but the evil is largely due to our free will and the other demonic entities. And also something can be intelligent and evil at the same time, so it's not really like contradicting. So I think that I don't really think that it's like a flaw or a contradictory thing. I mean, I don't believe that the creator is evil, but the creator could be evil and also intelligent at the same time. I personally believe that this world is a blank slate. Like, it was created as a perfect paradise for us with perfect weather and, delicious fruit and living in harmony with the animals and everything. And that because of our own actions, mainly just eating animals and, being absolutely evil towards every other species, has gotten us to the place that we are today. Like, we manifest our own reality and it's our own fault. People want to try to blame the Satanists and blame the cabal and do all this other stuff without looking in the mirror. It's like, honey, you need to realize what you have been fueling your own self. And you should be thankful that your own children haven't been taken away by CPS for all of the mothers who you have paid to separate from their children. Like, how many cow babies have you personally paid for to have them separated from their mother so that you can consume cow's tit secretions? Whether it's milk or cheese or any of it. How many babies have been separated from their mother because of you? And that's only one species, right? That's only cows alone. So it's like, I don't know. I want to be a mom so bad. So my mind automatically goes to that. It's like, I have to do absolutely everything that I can to make up for what I have done, even if it was done in ignorance. Like, I didn't know any better. I was raised in mainstream Christianity. I was taught that animals were, God said it was okay to eat them. Why would I question any differently, right? So, yeah. Anyways, Faith says your earrings are so beautiful. Thank you. They are lapis lazuli. I plan to get some new ones at some point in the future so I can swap them out. But These are for now. Hi, Bobby. How's it going? Bobby is laughing. So what says, hi, Aunt Snow. How's it going? So what? Faith says, hey, Queen, have you researched HEK 293? That is the aborted, the fetal cell. Was it aborted? I'm not sure, actually. Oh, yeah. Human embryonic kidney 293 cells, often referred to as HEK 293, are a specific immortalized cell line derived from a spontaneously miscarried or aborted fetus. How are you gonna say it was spontaneously miscarried or aborted? Like, you don't know for sure which one it was. It was probably, oh gosh, I don't know, probably like from, and I don't even like, I don't want to necessarily speculate because I don't have any actual evidence to back this up, but if I had to guess, it was probably like from a late term abortion that was like there's different types of abortions, and some of them are like, I don't know, like one of them, for instance, is like a saline injection where they inject like a salt like solution into the womb, and it like burns the baby. And like, I mean, I don't want to cry. Like, this is really, I remember reading about these in high school, and it was like, or maybe even middle school or elementary. Like, it really I'm tearing up. There's other ones where they like put in this spoon thing and they just slash around and try to bash up the baby, and like another one where they vacuum out. Okay, my point in all of this is saying that it's probably like from the worst of the worst, and that's the cells that they chose to use for this, and put in, a bunch of different products. It's interesting in a very evil way, how they like to play with words, how they have desensitized so many people to calling a baby in the womb a fetus. And if you listen to the word fetus, it kind of sounds like feed us, feed us, feed us, feed us, feed us. Like, it's a satanic joke on humans. Like, I have always hated that word. It really emotionally detaches people from the baby and promotes abortion. But that sick joke, like they could have came up with any other term, but they used one that sounds literally like feed us, and satanic. Mr. JN says it's getting weird out here, bruh. Chemtrails, how's it going? You are lovely, sharp, and smart. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys could all make it today. Grace Lover says, thank Kim. I've been reading and working out. It's funny. So what says Snow pities the fool? Definitely. Mr. Jan says, have you seen the videos on Gen Z? Can't answer basic questions. It's wild. I have seen some viral videos. Now, I do believe that there is deliberate dumbing down going on, and I would not be surprised at all if there are real humans that do give those answers. But for any of the viral videos, I don't believe it at all is real. I think that it's all acting every single time. Like, whether it is the most believable thing you've ever seen or it is extremely fake, like anything viral, I don't believe it. Like, it's just, nope. Yeah. Different agendas to, dumb us down, to make us think that humans are dumb, just, there's different reasons for everything, just to mock us even. It's hard to live in a world where everything is fake and actually like have any faith that anything is not fake anymore. That's one reason why I do love having people that I have interacted with online coming out to Mount Shasta to actually meet me. It is exciting to, meet real people and people that are awake, and I really appreciate that. So especially to Kyle and Sage, who have come out to Mount Shasta this past year to meet me. I definitely appreciate that. Robert is here as well. And yeah, I do appreciate that. Grace Lever says, heck no. And using the HEK in there as a little clever play on words. Bobby says, "Hi back at you, Snow. Good to see you. I am glad that you are here, Bobby. Hopefully you are staying warm over there in Ohio." Mr. Jan says, "What's your thoughts on Atlanta Roads?" I couldn't pick them out of the crowd, but I'm pretty sure they are singing. Oh, no. This picture, the first picture that they like bring up is just really hideous. I don't know. But yeah, all porn stars are male. Let me try to find a good picture here. Gosh, this thing is ugly. I can't even like hold back my smile. Just really, really like guys actually find this thing attractive. I don't know. I don't get it. Ooh. It must just be because it gets naked. Like let me try to find a picture of their lack of hips. I think this is him, right? Gosh, these hips make me want to puke. I am so happy with the body that God gave me and how obvious my hips are. Like, especially now seeing all these inverts. It's like growing up, you're programmed to like feel inadequate because you're not as pretty or good looking or whatever has these models on TV. And it's just like when I put them next to my hips, I'm just like, gosh, these things are ugly. How was I ever even jealous of these things? Not very nice for me to be gagging so much. But that's definitely how I feel. Mr. Jagan says she had a baby from an NBA player. Well, first of all, NBA players are all female. And MTFs love to fake their pregnancies. I'm not sure if you've seen the video of Beyonce coming in to do this interview and they go to sit down and their fake baby belly scrunches up. Like there's a ton of different baby bump, moon bump, fakery that is. And basically they will take the sperm from the MTF and the egg from the FTM and mix them together, and either a surrogate will carry them or the FTM, who is a biological female, will carry them. Like even though these females have chosen to invert themselves and live lives as males, like there is still some underlying maternal instincts at a base level, and many of them want to go through pregnancy and be more like I get lit up when I think of it. Like I know that they try to promote pregnancy as like this parasite is inside of you and you're going to be sick and gain weight and your body's going to be wrecked. Like all of these negative things about pregnancy, but like I can't even express to you how like excited I am just from the moment of knowing that I'm pregnant to feeling the baby kick inside of me and like everything in between. I'm just so excited about. And these MTFs fake this all of the time. They pretend to be pregnant, and yeah, Kiki Palmer is also Blake Griffin. Yeah, all of the NBA play, like all of your sports stars are inverted. That's the only way that you make it to the top in this world. Blake Griffin, that name sounds familiar, but I grew up in a athletic family and I played basketball myself, played soccer. I also did cheerleading in 9th grade, but that was mainly because my sister was a senior and she also played basketball and we really didn't get along. So it was just like in order for us to not be on the same team, we'll just do cheerleading. The part that I really liked about it was actually stunting, where you pick girls up and throw them into the air. Like that was really fun for me, like the competitive aspect of it, not like the ditziness. I cannot stand ditziness. I don't understand why it's attractive. I think in my mind, guys only like ditzy girls because they're easier, I guess. I don't really understand because ditziness annoys me to no end. So um, yeah, I don't know. Andrea Botez pops into my mind because they're super obnoxious and they put on this like baby voice. Like I don't know, this really annoys me. Okay, let's look at a picture of. It's too bad we can't do screen sharing. I can actually show you guys I'll have to look into a program. I had OBX or something at some point, but it wasn't running properly. So, this person's torso. I'm looking at a picture I'll send you here of, who do you say, Blake Griffin? Their torso reminds me of like Larry the Lobster from SpongeBob. Blake Griffin. The line around their breast, oh my God, I'm in the video. The line around their breast underneath as well is really odd and unnatural. I don't think that those ab muscles are real. I mean, if you look closely at the ab muscles, there's like a really weird slit, or it kind of looks like a coin slot. There's just a real weird slit in the middle, and the muscles themselves don't look even. They don't look like, some of them don't even look like the same. The middle one in particular, like the left versus the right, don't look the same. The top ones, they don't look like the same shape almost. It's just real unnatural looking muscles, which there's all sorts of implants for these monsters to try to hide from, bone implants where they will put in like a fake brow ridge and jaw implants and even like massive chins, get nose jobs. Like the extent that some of these clowns go to try to pass is like pretty mind-blowing, especially the porn stars. Porn stars actually have to get their man business chopped up and turned outside in, and it's an open wound that they constantly have to keep dilating, and it's like a smelly, nasty, gaping wound that's trying to heal itself constantly. It's just disgusting. So let's just get off this. Let's just get off this topic. So what says, are you caffeined up? So yes, I am. Definitely. Mia Khalifa is blowing up. I think that this one might be actually one of the clowns that I did in my Porn Stars Are Male video. Let me look. Gosh, this thing is hideous. I don't like. Let me just send this picture through. Honestly, I really don't get it. But then again, I'm very judgmental and I just see it clearly as a man. So, yeah.
Well, I know one of my friends.
Let me see. If you haven't seen my Transvestigation 101 Porn Stars Are Male, 101 Porn Stars Are Male, there it is. Let me just leave the link below so that you can see.
Well, I saw.
Towards the end, Mr. JN, it is literally a boy who has a surgical thing going on down there. It's a manhole. So you might think that you know that they have that, but it's completely fake and it's disgusting. It's not real. It's not self-lubricating. It's not natural. is not going to feel natural, like it's disgusting. And that's one of the reasons why they promote sodomy in their porn, because no real male wants to have sex with that disgusting manhole business that they have going on down there. That's why they have fluffers, which are real females who come in when the camera's off and they get the real male ready to have sex with the porn star that all of you boys, not all of you boys, thankfully, a lot of you boys are sitting at home lusting over these porn stars. The guy in the video having sex with them is disgusted by them. The whole thing is just embarrassing, utterly embarrassing. Porn is embarrassing. Yeah. I gotta sneeze. Whew. It's right at the tip of my nose. All right, I don't want to look at these disgusting abominations to God anymore. They make me want to puke. This is one of the things that's like people adore them, and then once you realize what they are, especially if you're a guy that has like actually masturbated over these things, like once people know what they are, it becomes utterly disgusting to even look at them. They go from like really attractive to you would rather not have eyes than have to look at them ever again. Honestly, it's just like, wow. Ray Summer says, Snow, have you seen the Ectolife Lab baby thing yet? Let me see. Ectolab baby. Baby in a pod. I think I have seen these. Oh my gosh, this picture. Let me share this link in the first picture. Ectolife. Okay. Look at that first picture. That is like something that you see in a movie. Ectolife can grow 30,000 babies in a year in growth pods. 30,000 babies. Wow. This is evil. The facility would run on renewable energy. Plans to house 75 labs, each equipped with up to 400 growth pods or artificial blooms. What is the act? So basically it's for people that don't want to carry their baby. Provides a safe, pain-free alternative that helps you deliver your baby without stress. The delivery process is smooth, convenient, and can be done with just a push of a button. That makes me want to puke. And that's so... What kind of monstrous creatures are going to come out of these things? Like, I don't even know what type of spiritual, like...
Today was gingerbread brewing.
I don't know. It's just really weird, like, to the whole concept, removing the mother from the child, even earlier than they want to, right? Like, as soon as the baby's born, they basically say, all right, mom, get back to work, and send the baby off to a babysitter or daycare, nursery, whatever. Like, the earlier that you can separate the maternal bond, the better. And this, like, the woman isn't even gonna have that maternal bond to the extent that, when you actually get pregnant, it's very real. There are chemical changes that happen. There are physical, emotional, mental changes that happen in that process of becoming a mom that these women aren't going to have. Like, it's just so detached. I mean, I do understand surrogacy. I personally couldn't. I don't know, the whole idea of somebody else like having my own baby growing in their belly doesn't sit right with me, and the thought of me carrying somebody else's baby and then giving it up after 9 months of that baby being in my belly, like, there's no amount of money in the world that could put me through pregnancy and then get me to give up that child. Like, couldn't do it. But anyways, with these pods, that's really really sad that just disconnecting. Yeah, the maternal bond is going to be so severed with this. It's really. Oh, and if you keep scrolling on, you can actually monitor your baby in the pod on your phone. Isn't that great? And for them, like, what kind of like, RF and other, just unnaturalness is going to be involved with this? What happens when the power goes out? Like, I don't know. It's so creepy. Need for artificial womb. It's just. This person claims the artificial womb facility can help countries facing the problem of a declining population, such as Japan, Bulgaria, and South Korea, among others. Well, this is the thing. When you make life like a living hell, people stop wanting to have kids, right? If you can't even, like, if you have two people that are both working and trying to make ends meet, and then, one baby on top of that, the more babies, the more money. It's like, no wonder people are choosing not to have children on that alone, not even considering the fact that the world is so dark and unpleasant. Like, obviously there are going to be less people having babies. I myself wouldn't want to have a child in this world. This is horrible. Like, I think, just like the Bible talks about in these tribulation times at the end, like, woe to those who have children, who are giving suckle, who are, nursing babies in this time. You have to not only worry about yourself going through famine, but, you have to sit there and worry about your child starving and growing up in a world where, especially if you can't homeschool, like, you are in a situation where you're trying to find, daycare or other services where they might require jabs, they might require masks and social distancing, they might be teaching your children LGBTQ PBR nonsense. Like, the teacher might be part of this community of degenerates. Like, I don't understand why anybody trusts the system anymore. Like, yeah. But my whole point is that I do understand why people are not having children, and in the golden age, when humans have what they need, when you don't have to worry about making ends meet, when you can, like, go to a grocery store and put whatever you need in your cart and walk out without having to pay for it, when you don't actually have to worry, that's when we're going to see real population explosion, because humans actually want to have children. They are happy. They are loving life, and that's what comes along with that. So it's kind of understandable that they are doing this, but it's also interesting to think about them trying to, hopefully you guys can hear me okay, trying to do another reset and potentially, like, killing off older generations and starting anew with a whole bunch of children that maybe were, raised in an orphanage under specific programming, all these different things that could potentially happen with what they're creating here. But yeah, I don't like any of this artificial anything that comes along with having babies or anything, really, actually. Most yeah, a baby without having an actual, like, connection to a physical human mother is just so weird. Can you imagine also if you were one of those babies, like, born in not a test tube, but like a little pod? It's real creepy. Your mom's gonna be like, oh, I couldn't inconvenience myself with 9 months of you parasiting off of my body. It's just like, and also, what is this baby gonna eat when it's born? Because if she was doing things naturally, she would be producing what the baby is supposed to eat. But now all of these, how many babies did they say? 30,000 a year. 30,000 what? Formula babies? Is that what we're going for here? And we can also, with an elite package, you can choose your baby's level of intelligence, height, hair, eye color, physical strength, and even skin tone. Ooh, how about that? Designer test tube babies. Better hope that your baby comes out how you planned, or I mean, what? You're gonna take it back to the factory? What happens? I don't know. There's some sort of like sci-fi, vague memory of a sci-fi movie or something that just popped into my mind. That's just too creepy. Race Lover says you should look into what the babies eat in the pod and read about the feeding system. Okay, I will definitely do that because that is another question. Also, the baby isn't getting fed off of the nutrients from the mother where it's supposed to, but getting fed from these unnatural sources too. So it's just weird. So what says what's DTS? I am not sure. Defense Travel System. Down to smoke. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean about DTS. You'll have to give me some context. So that I know what you are talking about. Mr. Dan says, are you going to see the new Avatar? It released next year. Probably not go to see it in theaters. I might torrent it, but I don't know. I can't really say that the first Avatar movie was extremely memorable to me. I mean, I would definitely be willing to watch it again to see what sort of programming and messages are in it. But I don't know. Yeah, Race Lover, I will check that out. So I wanted to also make an announcement for anybody who is a chess player here. I'm going to be in the new year starting a knockout tournament in my Facebook group, chess games, tournaments, and more. I'll leave a link below to that so that you can see what it is. It'll be the same format as the Simul with Steven that is currently going on, in that it'll take place on a Facebook post, and players will comment the move that they want to make, and I will post the updated boards. So if you are interested in participating in that, or know anybody else that would be, I would definitely love to get into contact with them so that I can get that started in the new year. What is happening here? Okay. The only game that is still going on in the Simon with Steven is against David D. And I'm not sure how long that will take to finish up. But David D. is playing my opening, so that is pretty exciting. Let me see. Simon / tournament format. I don't know. Okay. Sweet. I'm also getting into contact with some people in San Diego to try to organize a tournament in person in the new year down there as well. So that is really exciting. Then I'll have Portland to the north, San Diego to the south, and start taking over the world. All right. I think I'm going to get off of here soon. I really do appreciate spending this time with you guys today. Oh yeah, Christmas is going to be here before the next time that we are on. I know that many truther. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm not sure if they're open here on Christmas. I'm not sure. I might do like a pre-recorded video or something. Andrew Tate and Jake Paul have a fight coming up soon. Are you going to check it out? No, I have no desire to watch. I actually have never seen the point in boxing. Is it boxing that they are taking part in? I don't have any desire to watch two people punch each other in the face. It is really? Did you really come to earth? I don't know. My face is too pretty for that, so I don't really connect with boxing at all. I don't understand why people would want to get punched in the face or any of that. And anything professional is just fake. It's just demons punching each other and dancing around. It's I have no desire to watch that. I would rather watch paint dry, frankly. Yeah. So Yeah. I'm also a sapiosexual, so this whole concept of like you just getting paid to go punch people is like, wow, that's pretty rock bottom of intelligence. Like, sorry. I was just like, why are you getting punched in the face? I don't, obviously, if you're good at it and you're not the one that's getting punched and you're the one that's punching, maybe there's some fun in that, especially if you don't like the person that you're punching, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could date a boxer either. I'd be like, you start, roid rage, start punching towards me. I'm good on that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like paint all boxers as like violent towards their girlfriends or whatever. It's just a joke, guys. Don't get upset. But anyways, all right. I am gonna get off of here. I really appreciate it. Oh wait, I wanted to say something about Christmas. So I'm not really sure if I'll most likely post a video. I this year got a little fake fiber optic tree. It's like really tiny to sit on my desk. And I kind of put together a little bit of a Christmas corner, and I wrapped some my mom sent me some presents in the mail, obviously. And I wrapped them and I set up this little Christmas display in my house. I remember very vividly telling my parents as a Torah follower back in 2015 that I would not be celebrating Christmas with them anymore because it was a pagan holiday. And, the Bible in Jeremiah says not to go out in the woods and cut down a tree like the heathens. And, Christmas is not the Christ's birthday. If anything, he was conceived during the time of Christmas, which was an ancient pagan fertility festival. So, I mean, Mary and Joseph were participating in a fertility festival, a pagan fertility festival, to have that Virgo baby born. Kind of definitely. Well, that's also another thing. Most people don't believe that they actually conceive the child together. I do. It talks about in the Gospel of Holy 12 here that an angel went to Mary and said, "The motherhood of God is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed be the fruit of thy womb." And she was told to go to be with Joseph. It says, and the angel said, "The Holy Spirit shall come upon Joseph thy spouse, and the power of the highest shall overshadow thee, O Mary. Therefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called Christ." And then, so this angel went to Mary and said, "The motherhood of God is upon you." Went to Joseph and said, "The fatherhood of God is upon you." They actually went together in this, sex rite. This sex is something that is a magical experience, and it should be something that we take seriously and not just do it with anybody. Like, to conceive a child with someone, especially, and if you practice tantric principles, and you are really seeking not just a physical connection with someone, but like an emotional and a spiritual, a mental connection, like that is a really powerful bond. And that is what I believe, that the Christ was conceived in, that union with Mary and Joseph, being in love together, rather than this airy fairy God impregnated Mary type story. And in the Bible, they use the word like maiden, which is also not just like for a virgin, which can be associated with a Virgo, right? Like a Virgo virgin. But a maiden is just a young woman. It doesn't mean like she's never had sex before or anything like that. So, the young woman Mary conceived through sex with Joseph, this child. And I do really love the original meaning of these holidays. And I've said before, like the celebration of lights. And I almost bought some Christmas lights for the outside of my house today. Like, especially when it gets so dark in the winter, it's just I like the lights. And That's where I stand on it. I am actually, I've been thinking about being against actually going out and cutting down a Christmas tree just because, you know, you're killing that tree. But I would be behind the idea of going to like a nursery or a plant nursery, obviously, where they are selling baby trees that haven't been like planted in the ground yet, and getting that and having that like as your Christmas tree, and then you go and plant it. So it's like every year you get a new Christmas tree and then you plant it rather than going out and cutting one down and killing. So yeah, that's probably what I will end up doing in the future. But like I was saying, I do have my fake tree for now. I'm really excited to show you my decorations. So I probably will do a pre-recorded video, maybe even opening my presents from my mom. We will see how that goes. But like I was saying, Faith says, when will your next live be? Potentially next week on Christmas. I'm not sure if they're going to be open here. They probably won't be open. So I likely will do a pre-recorded video for next week, and then maybe the week after go live. I can put on my YouTube channel community page thing. I can make an announcement and let you know when I'm going live so that you can join me. So I definitely need to get back into into a habit of alerting you guys before I go live so that you can yeah. They'll definitely be open on New Year's, but I'm not sure on Christmas, so I will let you know. All right, guys, I am getting out of here. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Sage said I'd be the prettiest boxer. Thank you. Except for the problem is I'd be like the worst boxer because I'd be in the fetal position because I'm not like allowing my face to get punched. If there's like a reason to fight, like if anybody who's actually been on the mountain where there's been provocateurs, like I will physically fight you over you bringing animal products into my circle or something, but just going out to like, hey dude, let's go and hop in the ring and punch each other. It's like I'm not gonna fight for something like it's just not what it is. But if you want to come at me for eating animals, then I will definitely fight, kill, and die over that, and I'm very serious about it. So Raise Lover says, what are you getting me for Christmas? Hanukkah, solstice, and Kwanzaa, etc. Well, what are you getting me? You don't even know my address, so I know you're not sending me anything. So why are you expecting me to get you something? It's funny. All right, guys, I am getting off here like I said. Race Lover also said, if Bible is astrotheology, then 25 is the birth or rebirth. Yeah, something like that. But I think it's like more of the return of the sun, the beginning of the process, and him being born a Virgo baby. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And if I don't, well, like I'm going to put out a pre-recorded video on Christmas. So I will definitely connect with you guys on Christmas. And until then, I hope that you have a wonderful week. May God and the Goddess bless you.